people are probably hating because they wish they were doing what you're doing. Hi, hello, what's up? If you're new here, my name is Sav, and today we are back with another video. The title kind of reveals it all. I quit my 9-to-5 job in marketing and social media to pursue art as a full-time business. Like, I quit my job officially a year ago, but I would say, you know, in the first couple months, I definitely dabbled, tried to figure out what I was doing, tried different things, and it wasn't really until August that I started to take things seriously, which is about like 8 months ago. So I've been doing this technically full-time for a year, but more technically for about 8 months. And so in that time, I have learned so much about being a business owner, about working for yourself, about going against what everybody else is doing. And I just wanted to sit down and share some of those learnings with you guys. Also to kind of celebrate an official/unofficial 1 year of kind of doing this full time and just quitting my job. One thing I will say is it takes a lot of delusion. So everyone always asks me like, oh, I can't believe you just quit your job to do art full time. Girlfriend, I'm delusional. There was no thought that went into it. There was no planning. My decision was really funded by delusion and just a dream that I wanted to make reality, as cheesy as that sounds. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was this whole thing about success, and that success is not what people make it seem. We live in a world of social media, and this goes without saying, but Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, these are our highlight reels, and people only show what they want to be seen. We all create this illusion of ourselves on social media, and a lot of the times people only share their successes. They share their wins, they'll share their brand deals, they'll share this big new truck or this house that they got to like show status or this like kind of measure of success. But what they don't talk about is what it took to get there. And we don't see that on social media. And I'm not gonna lie, like when I first started doing this full time, I was a little brainwashed into thinking, oh, it's gonna be easy. Like, you know, you're used to seeing it be so easy for other people online that you think it's just gonna be easy for yourself as well. But it is not. Let me tell you that. I was in for a huge reality check. Success isn't what people make it seem. So if you are planning to do this full time, just go into that knowing that your journey is your journey. And maybe there are a few YouTubers or content creators who do show the ups and the downs. Don't compare your journey to theirs, because your journey is your journey. My journey is my own journey. The next thing I wanted to talk about when having your own business is understanding that you need to have multiple streams of income. You've probably heard the saying that the average millionaire has 7 streams of income, and that is true. And that's not to say they're working 7 freaking jobs and hustling every day from 9 to 9. No, they work smarter and not harder. Their money pretty much makes money for them. They're investing, they're buying stocks, they're buying real estate. Maybe they have affiliate links and blah, blah, blah. There's multiple different streams of income, and it is no different when you're running your own business. I mean, there are some people who just can rely solely on their business. So for example, from the art perspective, let's say you have a Shopify or an Etsy and you have good sales. Yes, you can rely on just your product sales, but likely that's not always the case, especially when you're starting out and you're small. And that was another huge reality check for me, was expecting my Etsy to fund me. And I know that is the case for some people, but it wasn't the case for me. My Etsy was doing really good in the beginning, around December, January, and then it kind of dropped the lull of February, March. So yeah, it was hard for me to just depend on that one means of income for my everything. So I started looking at other things, other streams of income. So licensing, client commissions. You don't have a regular paycheck of $3,000 coming in bi-weekly or monthly or whatever the case may be. You are solely depending on the sales, the work that you put in to fund you. Because the entrepreneurship or business owner path is less stable as a traditional 9-to-5 where you get a stable income, it's important that you have multiple streams of income. Let's say in case something happens to your Etsy or your Shopify and it's down, you have other streams of income. You have your affiliate links still working, you have your licensing deals, you still getting client commissions, just multiple ways to make sure that you're always getting some sort of money. Some other examples of streams of income in the art field are selling NFTs. A lot of people who I know who are artists also start being educators and having their own courses. Okay, and so in saying that, I will say another point is that you likely need a large following for a lot of these examples that I shared. Licensing and commissions, not necessarily, but for everything else such as brand deals, affiliate links, teaching, YouTube checks, like all of this stuff, it is very likely that you are gonna need a little bit of a following, a little bit of a platform to get that money. So that's another thing that I've learned a lot, like being a business owner, is that a lot of this stuff revolves around social media, and having social media following help your income streams. You do need to spend time growing your platforms, and that means posting reels, posting TikToks, making YouTube videos, and just like connecting with your audience on another level and providing value for them. Maybe that's giving them tips, like kind of like what I'm doing here, or maybe it's doing fun process videos of like how you run your business. I think if you provide value to people, they will be able to give that value back in the forms of helping you sustain your business with sales or promotion or sharing your business to a friend. Another one that is so important that I totally neglected in the beginning of starting my business is your health. Health is wealth. And I don't think people understand that enough, that like when you are taking care of your body mentally, but also physically and emotionally, you will be able to work better. You'll be able to work more efficiently for less hours. Like that was a big thing for me. You'll also be in a better mood. When you are your own business owner, it's easy to just sit at your desk from 9 to 9, like for 12 hours and just like work because you want to get everything done. But you have to remember, like if you do that, you're gonna drain your energy, you're gonna burn yourself out so quickly. So just make sure that you were taking care of yourself. I recently repurchased my gym membership. I had one in school, and like after I graduated and I was working a 9 to 5, I didn't have a gym membership. I started cooking for myself. I started getting HelloFresh, and this is not sponsored, but hit me up, HelloFresh. I started buying HelloFresh meals and started cooking for myself, like meals that are gonna nourish me and help my body. And I've noticed such a big difference in my productivity, my mental health, just how I take things on instead of feeling overwhelmed and stressed. Like I feel like I channel my stress, overwhelm, and anxiety through my workout. So when I come to my workspace, it's a sacred place for me to just sit down and put my passion into my work versus bringing all this stress and anxiety into it. Another point is like you can be the richest person in the world and the biggest business in the world. Money can't take away your health problems, right? I mean, it can. If you're rich, you can pay for treatments and whatever, but it's not gonna take the underlying factor away of like you being unhealthy, right? So health is wealth. Do what you can, even if it's just like sitting in your room and doing a couple sit-ups, push-ups, a home workout in front of the TV. Like you don't have to go to the gym, you don't have to get HelloFresh, go to the grocery store and buy food. Just like prioritize your health and it will go a long way. Health is also mental health, and so while all of eating healthy and exercising helps my mental health, I've also been journaling a lot and practicing gratitude, and every morning I wake up and I write 3 things I'm grateful for, and it just starts my day off in a much better way, in a much better light. And I feel like for the rest of the day I am attracting positivity because that's what I'm putting out into the world. You know, I'm journaling out my thoughts, my struggles, my issues, and it helps me understand myself better, and thus it helps me run my business better. The next thing that I learned, community is so important. As a business owner, you're likely working by yourself, for yourself when you're just starting out, like it's just you, you're a one-person show, and it can get lonely. It can get lonely just sitting at your desk. Maybe it's in your bedroom all day. You know, you wake up, you go to your desk, and then you go to sleep. You know what I mean? So it is so important to have a community of people who are doing similar things as you, because one, you're gonna be able to socialize, but also when you are surrounded by people who are not doing what you're doing, who haven't quit their job, who aren't starting a business, who maybe are still working a 9 to 5, they won't necessarily understand what you're doing, and that can affect your mental health. A lot of my friends are working their 9 to 5s and they're killing it, but in the beginning I often found myself comparing myself to them. Oh, that could have been me, you know, making this huge salary and like doing this job and blah blah blah. But I did try that, and I have to remind myself that I did try that and I didn't like it, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now. But it's so easy to fall into that cycle of comparison. Like I said, they might not necessarily understand what you're doing and why you're doing it because they don't see the vision that you have. And that's the important thing, is you have the vision of your business and your goals and your mission, and you just have to do it, right? And you can't let those people's opinions affect you. And that's why it's important to surround yourself with like-minded people who maybe do have their own business, who are creative, you know, who are going against the grain and doing things that aren't traditionally done, because they will motivate you. You don't even have to be in the same industry as them. Like, I like to connect with a lot of musicians because we all have these big dreams and we come together and we share them and we motivate each other and we support each other. So just look for a community of people who are gonna support you, who are also going against the grain and doing dope things in life, and that will, trust me, help you a lot. Don't surround yourself with small-minded people. Surround yourself with big people who are gonna understand your big goals, who you won't feel uncomfortable saying your big goals around. If you're uncomfortable saying your goals around people, hang out with different people. You should never feel awkward or uncomfortable or small for talking about your big dreams. You should feel motivated, empowered, and you should feel like you're ready to take over the world around the people that you talk to your dreams about, because those are sacred, right? And you want to share them with people who will support you. Okay, so the next thing kind of falls into the last point a little bit. It's kind of just like a little branch, but not everybody is gonna see your vision, and that's the hard truth. People who you may have been friends with your whole life, who you thought knew you like the back of your hand, and now you're doing this big endeavor and this big dream, they may not necessarily understand what you're doing. They may be like supporting you on the outside, but you know they don't actually support you or they don't get it, but that's okay. And that's like the sad reality of it. Put on your tunnel vision, because you see your goal. Nobody else is in your mind but you. Nobody else knows what you're capable of but you. Let your actions speak louder than your words. When they see you reach this pinnacle of success, whatever that may be, or you know, they see you getting these brand deals or doing these great commissions for these big people or whatever it may be, then they'll finally start to understand. But until then, you just have to do you, because you see the vision, you know the end goal. And a lot of the times I find that people who are like hating or talking about you behind their back are probably jealous. Like, as weird as that sounds to say that, you're probably doing something that they wish that they had it in them to do, and that is going against the grain and doing things that aren't traditionally seen in society, right? Like, you took that jump to be a business owner and they may not have the courage to do that, and they're jealous. Like, and it's so weird to say that, to think someone's jealous of you, because like, I don't know, I don't like that. I don't like to be jealous. I don't like to think that people are jealous of me, but that's something that I've seen and I've learned is just people are probably hating because they wish they were doing what you're doing. And I will say that the same goes for you. So if you find yourself being jealous of other creatives or entrepreneurs or business owners, pause and sit with that and try to think about, what is it about this person that you admire? Like, why are these feelings coming out? Why are you starting to feel jealous of them? And it's likely because they're doing something that you wish that you could do. Maybe they are performing at shows. Maybe they have these huge brand deals with like Target and Urban Outfitters, and now you're starting to feel jealous. And that's probably because you wish that you were also doing that, but you can't. Channel that jealous feeling and use it as something positive. And instead of it being jealousy, think of it as admiration, and like, how can you reach those goals as well? Maybe it's reaching out to them and talking to them and asking them questions and connecting with them. Do you. Don't let jealousy come in the way. Just put your dreams first and your goals first and your business goals first, and the rest will follow. Okay, so the other thing that I learned is that I've had to say yes to a lot of things before saying no. You really want to put your name out there in the beginning, and I understand like your time is money 100%, but how can you expect people to pay you when they don't see your value yet? And so I've learned to say yes to things like podcast interviews, speaking engagements, client commissions, and it's not to say do things for free, but it's to say sometimes you kind of have to sacrifice what you know you're worth in the beginning just to make those connections and to show proof of work. There are a few commissions that I've done which have been lower than what I normally charge, and that's okay, because I see value in doing a commission for this person because maybe they have a good network, or maybe you know they're gonna post you on their social media for the work that you're doing, and that could be an amazing way for you to also grow your platform. So you have to think about this, like, value doesn't always come monetary wise in the beginning, or not even in the beginning. In general, value comes in many different ways, and especially when you have your own business. I've learned that in the beginning, like you kind of have to swallow your pride, kind of just roll with the punches and say yes to things and really get your name out there, because you want people to know who you are, what you do, and what value you are providing to the world. But that only comes when you're everywhere. And I know not everyone's gonna agree with this point. Some people are gonna say absolutely no, I deserve to be paid what I am worth, and I agree with that. Like, do what you feels right to you, but this is just what I've learned and something that has helped me a lot on my journey. Speaking of time, it takes time, and I cannot stress this enough. Sometimes it feels like we're running in a circle, but I saw this like picture on Twitter today, and it's like, no, you just need to change your perspective. You're not running in a circle. Instead, like the picture was angled so that the circle's this way. You see it's a spiral going upward. Understand that it takes time to get where you're gonna go. It may feel like you're doing the same things over and over again, and I catch myself feeling like that too sometimes. But every single day you're learning and getting better, and you're growing, and you need to think about that. You're growing your business, you're growing your mentality, you're growing your minds, and you will reap the benefits slowly but surely. Like, nothing's gonna happen overnight. It takes time. Something else that I saw, I don't know where I saw this, but it was that the seeds that you plant today will start to blossom in about 3 months. So think about that. Something that you started doing today, maybe you're just starting to post on your social media now, showcasing your art. You will probably start to see benefits of that in 3 months, of people reaching out to you. Only if you're consistent. That's the thing. You can't just post once and then expect something magical to happen in 3 months. You gotta be consistent for those 3 months of posting every day, or maybe it's reaching out to clients every day. Whatever the case may be, just be consistent and understand that it will take time for you to reap those benefits. And that was kind of a hard thing for me to learn, because in the beginning, I set up my Etsy, I wanted this big thing to happen. You want to get rich quick because that's what we think is going to happen, but it's not. Just continue to do that and be gentle with yourself. Read books, like grow your knowledge base too. I think it's important to understand that just because you're done school doesn't mean you're done learning, right? Like, there's so much to learn in life. Think about all these new advancements in the world happening, and they're probably gonna affect your business. Like, for example, AI. Learn about AI. It doesn't matter what field you're in, what business you're creating, AI will very likely affect what you're doing, right? So continue to learn, read books, nourish your body, and be gentle with yourself, because at the end of the day, I truly believe that if you're putting your all and working really hard at something, how could you not get it? How could you not win? It is waiting for you there. It's waiting at the finish line for you to get there, and you can't ask how you're gonna get there. You just have to know that you're gonna get there and take every step in the middle, day by day, one step at a time, and you will get there. Because if you're busting yourself working every day, grinding, but also nourishing yourself, there's no way you can fail. You can't fail. So yeah, that is just a few of the things that I've learned over this past year, starting my own business and working for myself. I love it. Although so many ups and downs, like, I think I've been in the best place mentally, physically, and emotionally that I have in my entire life. And that's because I'm spending a lot of time with myself, looking inwards. I'm listening to a lot of podcasts, reading books, eating healthy, and more importantly than ever, I'm doing what I love, which is making art. And so it's like, my passion is really fueling me right now. Like, I'm doing something that I have purpose about. I'm doing something that I care about. I'd love to hear from you if you have any other learnings, things that you've come across in your journey as well. DM me, leave a comment, and let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.